Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's CelissaDanielle, and I'm coming to you to bring you an update on my last week, 10 days of weight loss and things that I've been doing to live on this healthy journey. What is it? A healthy journey to weight loss. So if that sounds like something that interests you, seeing how my week went, and also I'm gonna get on the scale and show you guys how much I actually lost, or if I even lost, then let's get right into it. All right, you guys, we're in the same place, same channel, different information. Today, I thought I'd bring you guys along for some of my week. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me just come clean. First things first, I thought vlogging was gonna be so much easier than it is. Y'all, this is work. Picking up a camera on a regular basis to film everything that's going on takes true effort that I didn't have last week. You see what I'm saying? But I did pick it up here and there. So I'll insert some clips of my week throughout the video. But I do want to talk to you about how I felt the week went. What were some of my wins? What were some of my losses? I don't want to deal with non-scale victories, but you know what I'm saying. Talk about what things I think went well and which things I think I could do better next week. And how I'm going to switch up next week just a bit. All right, so let's start. As soon as I posted my last video, and you guys know, I was like, oh, I'm gonna eat healthy and, I'm not gonna eat out as much and on, I had to take my mom to some doctor's appointments. It was the very next day after I filmed that video that I had to take her to doctor's appointments. And I don't know what I was thinking, because my mom is one, as soon as we head out, she's like, oh, and I want to stop and go to this place to get something to eat, and go to this place and get some cake, and go to this place and get this drink or dessert or whatever. She's got like a whole list of restaurants she wants to address. And every time I go, she's like, oh, I'll get whatever you want. I'll pay for it. Get whatever you want. And y'all, I be getting it usually, okay? This time, I believe God was with me. And I'm dead serious. I told you, I didn't tell you guys, but I actually prayed about this journey before I got started, because I'm like, prayer changes things in my life. And I understand if you don't subscribe to that, but it helps me. And so I was praying really for the strength to make it through this journey and get back healthy. You know that TikTok where they're like, Lord, if you just help me one more time to get skinny, I promise I won't mess it up. That's me. I'm like, if you could just help me one more time, I promise I'll do what I'm supposed to do to keep it up. So I said my little prayer. Anyway, the day after I posted the video, I had to take my mom to the doctor's appointment, and y'all, the devil showed up and tried to get me to eat all kinds of foods. But this time I was like, no. She's gonna stick on track. So even though I wanted something that tasted tasty, I was thinking in my head, maybe if I just stick away from the carbs, lean into some fattier cuts of meat, I'll feel satisfied. So our first stop was Longhorn Steakhouse, girl. She said, can you just go in there and get me a to-go plate with a ribeye steak, a sweet potato with extra sugar, butter, and some asparagus, and an extra loaf of bread? Ma'am, you out here trying to mess me all the way up, and she know I'm on a health journey. But she's within weight range, so she's doing her thing over there. I decided I was gonna get myself a ribeye steak and some asparagus. So I ended up eating half of the steak and all of the asparagus for dinner, because we didn't get done with doctor's appointments till around 4 o'clock. And then the next day, I heated up the other half of the steak and cooked my own asparagus and had that for lunch. Heated up in some butter in a cast iron skillet. Mwah. What you guys might not know is that I'm a true foodie, but yeah, so that was my first temptation of many to come this week. I thought about maybe bringing you guys a video showing what I eat in a day, because I don't know if I could vlog everything I eat in a week. My attention span ain't long enough to keep picking up the camera. I can't do it. But a whole day, I think I can make it through. And then also, I want to show you guys some meal prep ideas that I have, because not all meal prep is going to be like complete meals, but it might be components of meals that I'll then mix and match in order to create meals. So I want to make a video like that as well. As far as this week, what I ate, I primarily stick to meats and vegetables. There were some times that I had carbs, and sometimes over 50 carbs, to be honest, but I gave myself grace, because if I'm going to be on this journey for forever, come on, I gotta give myself some grace here and there. Like for instance, for the Super Bowl, my sister threw a Super Bowl party, y'all. What? I mean, this week was coming for me. The devil was like, get down. And God was like, get back up. You got this, keep going. So let's see, she had peach cobbler and ice cream for dessert. And peach cobbler's not really my thing, so that kind of worked out. But ice cream and donuts are my two favorite loves. And I stayed away from the ice cream, believe it or not. I mean, it wasn't even that difficult. As far as the food, there were so many things there. She had white cheddar popcorn that she made, which I did snack on some of that. She had some buffalo chicken dip. I kind of steered away. I ate a little bit of it that I put on my plate, but I really didn't eat that much of that. We always have rice because, yeah, we always have rice. So there was rice with meat. There was several different types of wings. I think 3 different types of wings. I had 2 wings. So yeah, on my plate, I ended up putting 2 wings. Oh, and there was meat from Sloppy Joe's with Hawaiian buns. But I ended up eating the Sloppy Joe meat, a little bit of the buffalo chicken dip, 2 chicken wings, and some of the Sloppy Joe mix. Wait, what did I say? Sloppy Joe mix? Oh, and some of the rice. That was the other one. And some of the rice. And literally like a 1/4 cup of rice. And then I had some carrots and celery, veggie sticks, and that was delicious. And a little bit of popcorn for munching like later in the evening. But overall, I felt satisfied. And since I was in charge of bringing sodas, I brought some Coke Zero and I had a little bit of that while everybody else was drinking and doing whatever they were doing. So I pretty much stayed in control that day. I'm telling y'all, I was being protected this week. I did go grocery shopping as well, and I tried to mainly lean towards meats and vegetables, and that's the type of foods that I want to meal prep. If I do add in a little bit of rice or a little bit of potato or a little bit of pasta, that will be in addition to what I've already set up that's already ready to go, and I think that'll be easier for me to grab and go. For groceries, I found myself buying a lot of meat. So I got some turkey kielbasa because that's pretty low in fat. And then I got some drumsticks. I decided if I'm going to have meats with vegetables, I'm going to let some of my meats be higher in calories. I got a bag of collard greens. These mini orange juices were for my kids. I did get some rice-a-roni cups because I can cook just 1 cup and divide it up amongst the 3 of us. I got some pepperoncinis so I can make some of those sandwiches, those grinders that are on TikTok. I got a couple of bags of frozen vegetables. The SpaghettiOs was for my son. I did get this cinnamon keto toast, which is pretty good, and I'm going to use it to make some French toast. I got hamburger buns, and then the cheese hot dogs are for my son. He loves those. I got some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I got some center cut pork chops, and I also got some ribeye bone-in steaks. These were pretty affordable, and I feel like I can make maybe 4 servings out of the 2 steaks. My kids really don't eat steak. I also got these pasture-raised eggs. I got 2 dozen of those. And yeah, you know how eggs cost. I got some sugar-free applesauce, which is really good for a quick snack, some bananas. I got some chicken gravy, and though I love homemade gravy, the packets are just low in calories. I got some stir-fry seasoning and some Ritz crackers for my son. And then I got 2 things for dessert preps, and that was sugar-free Jell-O and also a regular pudding, chocolate pudding. I got asparagus, cabbage, green onions, and some Brussels sprouts for some of the vegetables that I want to meal prep. So yeah, it was good. One thing that might be kind of surprising is I bought some 45-calorie whole wheat bread, and I was making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with regular raspberry preserves, regular peanut butter, and 2 pieces of the 45-calorie bread. And I would heat that up in the microwave for like 10 seconds just to soften the bread. And that became a lunch for me. And sometimes I would have that with apple slices. Very simple, but it's something that I can literally run down to the kitchen, make up real quick, eat it, and then go back upstairs and get back to work doing Etsy orders or whatever the other things is that I need to do for the day. And I'm hoping that same type of speedy meal preparation will be accomplished by having some meats and veggies already pre-meal prepped for the week. So we're gonna see. I don't really do that great with leftovers. I like fresh food, but we're gonna see how it goes. And because I love desserts and I feel like I have to have one every night, I did create 2 desserts out of protein pudding and protein Jell-O. I'll show you guys somewhere on the screen how I actually made those, both the protein pudding and the protein Jell-O. And I like both of them. The protein Jell-O though, I made with regular Jell-O and protein shakes. And so it does have sugar in it. 1 pack of Jell-O has 100 carbs and I divide it into 4. So it's about 25 carbs per serving of that pudding. But when I really need my sweet tooth to be taken care of, boom, that hit the spot. Also, Jell-O was really good. Jell-O's like a non-guilty midday snack with just a little bit of Cool Whip. I felt like really good, and it has like 10 calories per serving. And so that was super simple in order to eat and in order to make, and it has collagen and protein in it, which I'm trying to up my protein game the whole time through, okay? The last thing that I had for sweets were these. Whoa, wait, this and this. So both sugar-free Hershey's Kisses and sugar-free Reese's peanut butter cups. I just keep these in a little jar right here. at the house, and I'll just eat one if I really have a taste for something sweet in the middle of the day. And they don't taste exactly like Hershey's chocolate and exactly like Reese's, but it's good enough to satisfy the sweet tooth. And it's not good enough that you don't overindulge. You know, one is just enough to kind of hit the spot. So that was how I tackled my meals, my foods, my sweets, my engagements out in the streets. This week that's coming up, my guy is still taking me out for Valentine's Day on Friday. And so, yeah, we're going to a Mediterranean restaurant. I can't make any promises, but I'm gonna do the best I can, okay? So that was it about food. So let's talk about exercise a little bit, and then we'll talk about water, and we'll move on to the weigh-in. As far as exercise, I just found myself needing more movement, and I wasn't being really harsh, like, oh, you have to be at the gym 5 days a week, or you have to walk outside every day, you have to get to 10,000 steps. I thought that's how it would be, but I really leaned into just being more active. And so I went walking with a friend, and I drug her out to the trails that I love to go to. It was such a nice day, and we just like talked and walked and went on the trails together. And that ended up being really nice for a hike of about 2 miles. So that was an easy exercise day without feeling too strenuous and without pushing myself too much to where I would get tired of it. I also went on some walks with my guy just here in the neighborhood, and that was easy. He likes to walk 2 miles every morning, so I joined him for a couple of those mornings. And then the last thing I did was I actually went to the gym a couple of times, and you guys, I promise you, for me to lift my hand up like this, the back of my arms are so sore. If ever I was to say what body part I have that's big, when people ask me like, where are you big at? Like, if you have a big butt, do you have big boobs? I'm like, no, I'm big all over, but I have a small head. But but now I'm gonna start saying my arms. Y'all, my arms are, okay, large and in charge, and they're so sore. Like, just for me to do this, oh my gosh, they're so sore. And all we did was some dumbbells and like bars. Not even anything all that hardcore major, but I can tell that's just how weak I am. So I really got to strengthen my muscles back up to where they used to be. Overall, I tried to wear my Fitbit on a regular basis, and I tried to move more. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to try to continue that for next week. But maybe more days than what I did this week. This week I did about 5 days, so I might do 5, 6, 7 if I can. We're just going to go slow and go with what feels right, but I am feeling more inspired. Lastly, we need to talk about water. Y'all, I don't like water anymore. I don't know what it is. And the craziest part is I used to love water. I'm talking about when I was a kid, not as an adult. But when I was a kid, I used to love water. And I don't like carbonation. So like carbonated waters don't work for me. I can put Crystal Light into the water sometimes. But I'm just getting over drinking a whole bunch of water. I want to do, 16, 32 ounces a day. I don't know. I really don't want to drink water, but I'm trying to find ways to incorporate more water into my program. I decided to go get an IV infusion from one of my friends. See, when your friends are PAs and doctors, you can go get you a little infusion. So I'm going to go get me a vitamin. It has some vitamins, some fat boosters, and fluids, and go get that little infusion. I've done it before, and it seemed to give me a little boost, so I'm going to try it again. And then I'm going to have to just keep up with my water intake. And I don't know the best way to do it. You know, I bought a new cup. I was excited about it. That excitement wore off. I filled that up like twice in one day. That's 80 ounces. And I did that one time this past week. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I got to get better with the water intake. So next week, my focus mainly is going to be water and more movement. And then the diet, I feel like I was strong. One other thing I did about my diet was I really tried to stop eating earlier. So I stopped eating like 6 or 7 o'clock p.m. And I don't want to say it's intermittent fasting because I don't know if it was all that hardcore. I was paying attention to the hours, but I just thought in my head, like, the only thing that happens after 7 when it turns dark is not good things for me in the refrigerator. Okay. So I just stayed out of the kitchen after 7. And I usually go to bed pretty early because I'm an early morning riser. So it kind of worked out. But I feel like that might have helped as well. Okay, with all that being said, what we need to do next is hit the scale. Y'all, let's just go see what I did. Okay, last time you guys, I was, I think, 266.6. So let's see where I am today. Okay, you guys, so you saw it first. I am 262 now. And where some of that might have to do with my cycle that I just got off of, I think at least a good strong 2 or 3 pounds was me actually trying. Okay, so I'm gonna take a win as a win and we'll move on to next week. So for this next week, I need to exercise more, drink more water, stay on track with my meals, and try to stay motivated as best I can. I've been watching a lot of other weight loss channels in order to gain some motivation. And that also is keeping my mindset in the right place. And then of course, prayer. Be on the lookout for what I eat in a day and also a meal prep video that'll probably be coming out next. And then next Wednesday, I'll see you guys for another weigh in. I appreciate you for being here. Hey, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I put out a new video. Also like the video because that helps this video to be suggested to other people who might need the encouragement. And then finally, share the video with someone if you know they need to get a little more movement, a little more water. Maybe they can join the fam and do it right along with the rest of us. All right, you guys, I will talk to you very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.